So why did I make a YouTube channel? Stay through to the end of the video to find out why. My name is Rydell. You're probably wondering why am I making a health and fitness YouTube channel. So it all started at a very young age. I got into sports. I played basketball for a couple years and I got into cross country in high school. And a sport that I took very seriously and a sport that I thought I was going to carry on to the collegiate level was track and field, because I got pretty good at it. I ran my first race and I was acknowledged by my coaches that, like, hey, you have a chance to run at the collegiate level, so if you take this seriously, then you can accomplish this. I became so grateful because I've never took running seriously before my freshman year of high school, before I started track, before my first race. But it almost came naturally to me. So I knew that I had, a gift, that I had to take care of my body because I was blessed, to be able to do certain things like that. Yeah, at around 15, 16 years old, I took my body very seriously. I made sure to get, sleep right before a race. I actually took naps an hour before a race, and I knew that, to be greater, to make it to the next level, I had to have this certain amount of discipline for my body. So I did certain things like that, and I would make sure I get 8 hours of sleep every day, just those little things. I really watched what I ate. And thanks to my mom, who is an amazing cook, she made sure that I ate well and then I got good nutrition. I had the biggest childhood dream to, maybe run in the Olympics, run at some kind of pro level, basically just run after high school. My senior year, I got scholarships here and there, and a lot happened, but there's just so much that happened and I want to explain it all, so I'm going to save that for another video. But the gist of it is that I didn't end up running at the collegiate level. I got into a really big hole in my life. For years my mindset was just set on this childhood dream, this running at the big leagues, but it didn't end up happening. So I actually had a huge identity loss. I didn't know who I was at that point. I had no idea. For the longest time, all I knew was that I was an athlete. I had this athlete label, athlete identity on me. And I was lost. And with being a student athlete, for me at least, was I had to get good grades so I could continue doing my sport that I love. But because I didn't have that sport that I loved anymore, I didn't have that motivation to even try in classes. I dropped out my second year of college, and at that point I was lost with an identity. I didn't know who I was. So I started, scrolling through Instagram, and sooner or later I found these entrepreneurs, these young entrepreneurs who were making it without college, who were doing big things with business, and they were saying that you don't need to go to college to get this certain amount of money, to get this type of success. So I was immediately drawn into it. I really began looking for a new identity to latch onto. The first thing actually was this consulting course. I was getting really into it. I bought it was almost a $3,000 course with a credit card that I had no idea how I was going to pay off, but I was committed. I had the idea of starting a social media marketing agency for small businesses, but at that moment I wasn't in the right headspace. I didn't know exactly who I was. I was trying to latch onto an identity. I was trying to prove to myself my reason to why I was getting into this thing just wasn't pure. Well, after a couple months of studying, social media marketing and all that stuff, I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed track, of course. So I looked for something else, and that thing was drop shipping. Drop shipping is a huge business model that works as well. You know, consulting, social media marketing, and drop shipping are both highly profitable, but my reason for doing it just wasn't right, and I wasn't in the right headspace. A lot of young entrepreneurs were drop shippers that I followed on Instagram, and I started comparing myself to them. I started comparing my beginning of the journey to basically that did me no good, because I was just starting out. I had no idea what I was doing, really. After months of studying drop shipping, I also let that go. I knew that there had to be a passion to something that I did in order for me to commit myself to it, in order for me to put like my all into it. And consulting, social media marketing, and drop shipping was just not for me. Thankfully, something that ultimately changed my life was Headspace. Headspace is a meditating app, or a meditation app that, I wasn't sure exactly what it was at the moment, but I seen an ad, I believe, and I tapped into it, took the free trial, and everything changed. It was actually about a year from now, from the date I'm recording this, that I bought my first membership and took it very seriously. I basically gained so much in self-awareness. I began to accept myself more. I began asking the deeper questions of who I was. Through meditating, I began to understand that I didn't need to latch on to something. That's not who I was. I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't a social media marketer. Who I am really is bigger than any of those things. And thanks to Headspace, I realized that. I started meditating almost every single day. It started with 5 minutes, moved on to 10, 20, and now I'm meditating for I'm actually meditating for 30 minutes a day, almost every day, and I can't go a day without it. If I do, I feel a little off, actually, which is, it's just crazy to hear that from myself, because when I first got into it, I didn't know, I couldn't see myself, just crossing my legs, getting on a pillow, and closing my eyes for 30 minutes. But that's what I'm doing now, and that's what's carried me on. I could go on and on about how meditating has changed my life, changed my relationships, but I will discuss that in a later video on my channel, so stay tuned for that. So through meditation, I began to realize that it wasn't just sports that I loved, it wasn't just being an athlete that I loved, it was actually the idea of it. It was the idea that drives my passion still today. And it's that this is the only body we'll ever get. So take care of it, and ultimately it will take care of you in the long run. And I realized that through meditating, and I would have never realized that because I was never, self-aware to realize deeper things like that. I basically fell back into my roots, and I was searching for something that I could pursue in health and fitness. And that something was personal training. I took that very seriously. Like, I was in the gym as if I was practicing for a race. I stuck to a strict regimen. I looked for the best way to work out with my body type, and I got really into it because I knew that I wanted to pursue something in health and fitness. I was in the gym every single day almost. But then quarantine started, the pandemic, and gyms closed up. And again, I was in a hole. I didn't know what to do. I was consistently hitting the gym. I was starting to get bigger than I was. I was starting to actually gain muscle, and the gym's closed. My one place to pursue my passion it was closed. So I adapted to the change, and I was looking up how I can better myself in quarantine. Within the first month of quarantine, I discovered this thing called life coaching. What is life coaching? I had no idea what life coaching was. It seemed like such a huge idea for me at the moment, but after watching the introduction, I knew like this would get me on the right track. This life coaching course ultimately added on to a lot of self-awareness practices that I was already doing through meditation. Life coaching had, or at least this course that I was taking, had to do a lot with, again, asking the deeper questions of who I was and eliminating any limiting beliefs and etc. I'm not going to get into that, maybe in another video. It got me on the right track. It helped me develop a healthy mindset, and I actually started reading. Before quarantine started, I never picked up one book, but at this point, about 4 to 5 months into quarantine, I've read 6 books already, which is huge for me. I know for some people it might not be, but for me, reading ultimately changed my life as well. And through reading, I eventually ran into the book, The Art of Nonconformity. The Art of Nonconformity mentioned how to eliminate your fears and achieve your goals. And one of the biggest things that's ultimately got me to speaking to the camera now and going on YouTube is the no regrets mentality. The no regret mentality basically got me into this mindset of, I'm just going to do whatever it takes at this point. And I knew how big of a platform YouTube was, because of getting into social media marketing and just the entrepreneurial path. I knew that the internet was the way to go. So I knew 2 things. I knew YouTube was the way to go, and I knew that I wanted to pursue a career in health and fitness. My biggest reason for why I'm making this YouTube channel is because I want to push the message. That message that this is the only body we'll ever get, so if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. That is my biggest why for this YouTube channel, and that is the type of culture that I want to create throughout the process. Fitness doesn't always mean getting big and breaking down your body and running fast, but I learned that feeling better, health and fitness, and pursuing health and fitness for yourself can be achieved in other ways. That's what a lot of my videos are going to be about. It'll be about demystifying health and fitness trends, demystifying, things like HIIT training, things like intermittent fasting, things like keto, just different fads that come up here and there. Do these actually work? That will be the point, around a lot of my videos. Ultimately, this channel is for anybody really looking to feel better through health and fitness, to become better versions of themselves through health and fitness, but aren't sure exactly where to start. They don't know exactly if this works or if this is legit. But I'm here to help you figure that out, and to save you the time, and to encourage you to just try something new for your body. But I'm so excited to inspire you and to encourage you to find what you love in health and fitness, to find your passion, to find something that works out for you. If you're interested in finding out your unique way and finding out how you can become a better version of yourself through health and fitness, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for new ways. I will be putting my social media links in the description, so feel free to follow me there. Thank you again for clicking on my channel and for clicking on this video, and I hope to see you throughout my channel. Peace.